Namaste everyone. In this video, we are going to learn how to shade a 3D form using color pencils. So basically, we are going to use light tone, middle tone, dark tone, highlight, reflected light, and the cast shadow for creating this 3D effect on paper in the 3D form. Let's start with the cone first. For shading this cone, I'm going to use a red color pencil. So first we need to consider the position of the light. I'm considering that the light is falling from this side on this object. So if the light is falling from this side, this part is going to be the highlighted part, and then comes the light tone, middle tone, dark tone, and this is going to be the reflected light part. And since the cone actually turns from both the sides, this part is also going to be comparatively darker than the highlight because the cone is turning from this side. So we are going to use light tone and middle tone that side also. Let's start with the dark tone first. The pressure on the pencil will be more as we are going to shade this part as dark tone. And then we will move towards the reflected light, which will be comparatively lighter than the dark tone. And here we are shading the middle tone. As we move towards the light tone, we keep on decreasing the pressure on our pencil and the tone becomes lighter and lighter, and it will mix in the highlighted part. Let us shade it from the other side. First we will shade it with the middle tone. Then we will come to light tone and we will merge this also in the highlight. Since we are shading a cone, all the tones will be in conical form only. Here I have shaded the cone using a red pencil. Now I am going to give it a much dramatical effect using a brown pencil and an orange pencil for the darker and the lighter tone respectively. So here I am just giving a dark tone with the brown pencil. Then I am merging it with a red pencil. And in the lighter part, I am going to use orange color pencil for merging it. If I have only one color pencil, I can shade it with one color pencil also. But if we have more, we can try it with more color pencils also. You just have to keep on experimenting. Now, the light is falling from this side, so the shadow will be on the back side, on the opposite side. So let's position the shadow. It will form somewhat like this. And since the object is placed on some base, there a dark shadow will be created. So we are just going to shade it very dark. And once the shadow moves ahead, it becomes lighter and lighter. So we will just leave it like that. Let us color the base and the background also a little bit so that it gives a more three-dimensional effect to the object. This way we have shaded the cone. Now I'll show you how to shade a cylinder. In this also I'll be using a single pencil first. I'll try to catch all the tones using a single blue pencil, and then later I'll be using more pencils to show you the difference between both the usage. I am considering that the light is falling on this object from this side. So if the light is falling from this side, this is going to be the highlighted part, then the light tone, middle tone, dark tone, and the reflected light. So let's start with the dark tone first. I'll leave the reflected light part, and then I'll just shade the dark tone first with more pressure on pencil. And then I'm moving towards the middle tone. I'm feeling that it has to be much darker here, so I'll shade it more. Then I'm merging it with the middle tone. We need to merge all the tones with very soft hand. And then we come to the light tone, which gets merged into the highlight. So I'm not going towards the highlight right now. We will just come back to the reflected light, which is going to be a bit lighter than the dark tone. Now before shading the top part of the cylinder, we need to consider whether it is a hollow cylinder or it is a solid one. For both the cases, the shading will be different. So right now I'm considering it to be a solid one. So we are going to shade it like this. You can see my pencil shading video. In that I have shown the shading of a hollow cylinder. Now, if the light is coming from that direction, the shadow will fall on the opposite side. So let's shade the shadow part. And to show the depth here, we need to color the background a bit darker so that the highlighted part can be seen clearly. So we are going to shade this part a bit darker. You can feel the depth in the drawing. Now I'm going to use a dark blue pencil to show you the difference. I'm just going to use it at the places where it needs to be very dark. Now let us shade a sphere with the green pencil. So I'm using a light green pencil. First I will try to create three-dimensional effect with this pencil only, and then I'll be using a dark green pencil as well to create more dramatic effect. We are considering that the light is falling on this object from this direction. Each and every time I'm changing the position of the light so that you can understand that if the position of the light changes, all the tones and the cast shadow also changes its position. Right now the light is falling from top. I'm showing you the position of all the tones here. Highlight, light tone, middle tone, dark tone, reflected light, and the shadow. So this is going to be the highlighted part. Then comes the light tone, middle tone, and then the sphere is turning from this side. This is going to be the dark tone where the light is not reaching, and then the bottom part is going to be the reflected light part. Let's start with the dark tone again. Then I'm moving towards the light tone. Now we need to merge both the tones with soft hands here, where both the tones are meeting each other. And I'm feeling that the dark tone has to be much darker, so I'm just comparing it and I'm making it a bit darker. And now we will shade the light tone. And move towards the highlight. Now you need to keep on comparing. First I'll just cover the reflected light part also with the lighter tone here, and then I just compare the middle tone with the light tone. There is no much difference in both the tones, so I need to make the middle tone a bit darker. Since the object is turning from all the sides, it will be a bit darker from all the sides as the light won't reach on the corners. The object is turning from all the sides, so we need to shade it a bit darker on the corners, on the edges. and we need to keep on merging. And then since the light is falling from top, the shadow will be created here in the opposite direction at the bottom in this shape. As you can see already, it is giving a nice three-dimensional effect, but still I'll show you if I add a dark green pencil in this, it looks more dramatic, more three-dimensional. So basically it depends on the color of the object which you are shading, which is kept in front of you. If it is lighter, which color pencils you are going to use. If it is a bit darker, which color pencils you are going to use. Now you can see the effect of the sphere after using the dark green pencil. I have shaded another sphere here in which the light is falling from this side and the shadow is falling on this side. Once the light changes the direction of all the shades will change. The position of all the shades will change. As you can see, the light is coming from this side. So this is going to be the highlighted part. Then comes the light tone, middle tone, dark tone, reflected light, and the cast shadow. So this way you have to decide the position of the light and then you have to shade any object. I hope you have understood the basic concept of light and shade on three-dimensional objects. In my next video, I'll show you how to arrange two or more objects together and what is the effect of each and every object on each other. So keep practicing, keep trying. Thank you.